If you missed this one, you missed one of the wildest finishes of the NBA regular season. The Kings and Clippers clashed in a game packed with playoff-level intensity, surgical execution, and heart-pounding drama. This showdown had it all: Zach LaVine exploding, Kawhi Leonard turning back the clock, James Harden slicing through the defense like a surgeon, and it all came down to the final shot. Before we break down this thriller, subscribe to Basketball Insider USA. Your support keeps this channel alive and thriving. We deliver detailed, passionate breakdowns of every major NBA matchup. Nobody does it like we do. From the opening tip, the Clippers came out laser-focused. Norman Powell wasted no time, sizing up Zach LaVine with a jab step before drilling a quick pull-up from the right wing. That early bucket was a clear message: LA came to make a statement. Domantas Sabonis responded immediately, exploiting a mismatch in the mid-post. He dropped his shoulder, powered through Daniel Theis, and softly laid it in off the glass. Sabonis set the tone with his bruising physicality from the jump. He was determined to own the paint. Then came a stretch of basketball brilliance from both squads. Keegan Murray slashed through the lane, caught a perfectly timed bounce pass from Malik Monk, and finished with a smooth left-handed scoop that got the Golden One center buzzing. On the other end, Kawhi Leonard operated like a machine, methodical and precise. He worked from his sweet spot at the elbow, used a soft hesitation, then elevated for a silky fadeaway over DeMar DeRozan. Every possession was a tactical battle. The Clippers ran crisp pin downs for Powell and Derrick Jones Jr., spreading Sacramento's defense thin. Meanwhile, Sabonis orchestrated from the high post, finding cutters and forcing LA to chase. Then DeRozan took over. He caught the ball on the left block, jabbed twice, spun baseline, and launched a beautiful turnaround jumper over Harden. He followed that up with a Euro step layup in transition, absorbing contact and finishing the and one to fire up the crowd. But the Clippers didn't flinch. Harden slowed the game down, worked the pick and roll to perfection, and found Zubac for a thunderous two-handed slam. The first quarter closed with narrowly ahead, and both teams playing like every possession mattered. In the second, James Harden began to dominate. He played with the patience of a maestro, dissecting defenders with screen after screen. He threaded a bounce pass through traffic to Daniel Theis for an and one, then stepped back and drilled a deep three that made the Clippers bench erupt. But Sacramento refused to let them pull away. Devin Carter brought the energy on defense, jumping a passing lane, sprinting coast to coast, and hammering down a one-handed slam. Seconds later, he picked off another pass and kicked it to Trey Lyles, who drained a corner three to tie the game. The Kings' defense tightened. They trapped Harden at half-court, forced rushed passes, and threw LA off rhythm. Keegan Murray capitalized, scoring off a set play where Sabonis slipped a screen, drew the double, and hit Murray for a clean jumper. Just when the Kings looked ready to seize control, Kawhi Leonard answered. He got to the top of the key, elevated with a defender draped over him, and calmly sank a contested jumper. It was textbook Kawhi, cold, calculated, and absolutely clutch. The half ended in dramatic fashion. Harden dribbled down the clock, drove into the lane, kicked it out to Westbrook, who missed a corner three. Sacramento pushed back in transition. Monk raced ahead, hit Keegan Murray on the wing, and with just 1.2 seconds left, Murray launched it, splash. Buzzer beater. The Kings led 57-55 at halftime. Zach LaVine came out of the locker room possessed. First touch. Jab step triple from the top of the arc, pure. Next possession. Crossover, hesitation, blow by dribble and a thunderous one-handed jam over Theis that rocked the building. The Kings rode LaVine's momentum. Sabonis cleaned up a miss with a powerful putback, then faked a handoff, turned the corner, and barreled to the rim for a tough and one finish. Sacramento pushed the pace and led by 5. But the Clippers responded, and once again, it was Kawhi Leonard leading the charge. He hit back-to-back elbow jumpers, then turned his back to the basket and sank a fadeaway that looked like poetry in motion. Sacramento's defenders had no answer. Kawhi was automatic. Harden picked up where Kawhi left off, stepping into a rhythm three in semi-transition, then threading a bounce pass to Westbrook on a backdoor cut for an easy layup. The Clippers' defense locked in too, forcing Sabonis into back-to-back turnovers and shutting down the paint. With just over a minute left in the third, Harden shook Devin Carter, drew in the help, and lobbed it perfectly to Zubac, who crushed it with authority. The Clippers regained the lead, 84-81 heading into the fourth. Then came the final act, a rollercoaster of emotions. DeMar DeRozan went vintage. He drove baseline, stopped on a dime, and nailed a fading mid-range jumper. Trey Lyles followed up with a three-pointer, then grabbed an offensive board and scored a gritty putback to give the Kings a 4-point cushion. But the Clippers stayed composed. Harden continued orchestrating, attacking the pick and roll, drawing doubles, and hitting Jones Jr. cutting backdoor for a reverse layup. Then he found Zubac again, who sealed off Sabonis and dunked through contact. With under 3 minutes to play, LaVine put on the cape. He danced into a deep three over Powell, money. On the next possession, he drove hard into Thace and hit a contested floater to put Sacramento up by 1 with 45 seconds left. Kawhi answered, cold-blooded. He curled off a screen, floated into the paint, and banked in a tough runner to give the Clippers a 108-107 edge. Final possession, 2.2 seconds left. Kings ball. Lyles inbounded to DeRozan, who took one hard dribble left, rose up from the elbow, front rim. No good. Game over. The Clippers escaped Sacramento with a thrilling 108-107 win in a game that felt every bit like a postseason preview. What a game. If you love basketball like we do, if you live for the drama, the strategy, and the elite shot making, subscribe to Basketball Insider USA. We break down every game with passion, precision, and unmatched detail. We'll see you in the next one.